Hey girls, it's Jenny with Planner Perfect, and in today's video, another plan with me.
Taking one more breath beside you, so I could find strength to divide us.
Okay girls, welcome back. It's another plan with me. I'm glad you're here. I've already got my planner set up for the week, and to me it can be somewhat easier because, again, the Planner Perfect method is where there takes much thought and a lot of visualizing to get it out. So I kind of want to show you my thought process as I went through my week, kind of show you and inspire you to get started for your week and weeks to come even. I kind of want to also discuss a little bit about motivation and how you can be motivated and stay that way. Now, I've already got a really good video on this already, so be sure to click up there and check it out. But I want to also touch on it again, on how to stay motivated with your new goals, how to keep going, and to do things when you really don't feel like doing them. I think that number one, the first thing is that we need to write an inspiring story about how we want to live and what we want to do. That's the whole thing around the scripting method and taking the time to visualize your life, to first set a goal. I mean, what is your mission statement and where are you going? If you're a mother, to understand that your motherhood is not your calling. I see it and catch it and have talked to hundreds of women over the course of my motherhood where they feel like this was their destiny. Yes, it's a lot of women want to reach this moment. However, it is not your calling. There is something outside of motherhood that God is going to call and use you for, because and what I've always said too, motherhood is the perfect platform, okay? To really develop your character, to grow, to use your gifts and talents with your children and your family. And then you can start to outreach beyond your family scope. So, raising a family is no joke. I mean, there's a reason why it's one of the highest callings, because you're rearing and training children, and you are also, they teach you a lot about yourself. Nothing's going to show you more about your own character than your children or even your husband, right? I mean, that bad side can come out real quick. So it's like this is a really great ground to be in, a great platform to really experiment with what you love, what you want, dabble in some things. And I know I did. I was blogging for a while. I wrote a book, published it myself on Kindle. It's an older one, but it's still a gem. I've did a recipe blog, still up, still going at it. It's just different things that I would always try and experiment with. So it was cooking, and then I had a homeschooling blog for a while, and I really kind of taught what I knew about children and how they learn. And so it was really, really fun to have something outside of child rearing that excited me. And so when you've got something that really gets you out of bed in the morning, then it's inspiring story. So when you've got a place that you want to go, you've got some new goals that you set, a new place where you're headed, then that's inspiring in itself. And it's like, then now it's intrinsic. It's coming from within, bubbling up, and you don't have to really try that hard. Now, what about for when you're established in those, and let's say you're in a place where, you have an exercise program, you're getting into this routine, you are doing this and this, and you need to do this now. How can you stay motivated within it when you're already in it, and now you got to continue to do it because you should? And this will always be what I say, and that is, you do it anyway. You just do it anyway. If you want to have, listen, who knows how horrible it is to wake up to, let's say, a dirty kitchen when you wake up. Is there nothing worse? I mean, there's nothing worse. So, you know what you do before you go to bed, no matter how tired you are? You get up and you clean it, or you corral the whole family and say, I don't know who you think you guys are, but we're all cleaning this kitchen before we go to bed. It's just one of those things that you just have to do it. Because then when you take one step towards the direction you want to go in, momentum hits. And it happens to me every time. Like, I got my Nordic track, okay? And I've been consistent. And on the days that I'm like, do I really want to jog up a hill for about 20 minutes straight? You know what I mean? And I'm like, nope. But I go, and all I do is I'm like, you know what? Just go get on your workout pants. Just go get them on. Just go get them on. You don't have to go anywhere. Just go downstairs. And I just walk downstairs. And then once I get my tennis shoe on, one shoe, I'm already feeling it. I'm feeling it. I start walking. I'm feeling it. I get momentum. I'm on it. I'm going. I got momentum. Take one step in the direction of the goal that you had set, the intention you set. Whatever it is that you set, take a step, because that is going to propel you to take the next step. Okay, so this is all a matter of just steps, and it's just take the step, take the step, take the step, just do it, take the step. If you want everything that God has called you to do and to be that is larger than you and bigger than you can even imagine, is going to require you to be outside of your comfort zone like all the time. So like if you want to be just stay in a mediocre place, then that's where you're choosing to be. And beautiful people in a mediocrity and in that kind of space. But you're called to be, okay, I'm talking to you. You are called to be greater. Okay, and so you need to pull yourself up and do the hard. You just do. It's going to be keep moving, keep going, pull yourself up and do it anyway. Quit waiting for the feeling to come first before you do it. I'm like, well, I don't really feel like getting out of bed. Don't wait for the feeling. It's a choice. So when I get up, it's like, I don't feel like getting up, but I want to get up. And you know why? Because you know your why. If I want to get up and work out before I get my grandbabies for the day and I hit the floor running, I want to feel like I was able to spend time in my planner, spend time in God's word, to be able to exercise for me, to do something for me, to get a leg up on the table with my boys and my grandsons by getting breakfast ready, know what I'm doing, looking at my planner. I want to be able to feel that way after I've accomplished what I said I was going to set out to accomplish. So my why is real strong because I've already visualized my intention and what I wanted. So half the work was visualizing what I wanted and writing that down in detail, because when you do that, you're already getting your mind ready for the work. That's the first job. And that's why these planners are so successful, my planner method, because when you take the time to know what you want, you know your why, you know why you're setting those intentions, because when you set intentions, you automatically know your why, because you're serious about it, you know you're going to do it, you know why you're doing it, and you're going to go for it. So when you do that, then that's the mind work that has to be done. So half the battle is already done. So then when it comes time to getting up, it's like you don't wait for the feeling, because that'll never come. You just come up and you make the choice to go ahead and move forward with what your intentions were, because you know your why, and you're going to feel that after you do that. So the feeling comes after, not before. So you've got to make these choices that are always going to be going against how you feel. And you're like, but I just don't feel it. Don't listen to that. You have to go by choice. You have to make the choice, and you have to set since you know your why, you have to go after what you want to do. Anything that creates success, anything that's going to take you higher, anything and anywhere you're going to be going is going to be by making these hard choices. And it's making them, and even in the realm of your own self-discipline within the home first, and then you start to develop that within your character, where you are making choices to do these things that are hard but fulfilling. They're hard but they serve. They're hard but your body will live a long life. They're hard but your body thanks you for it. They're hard but you feel rested. It's hard but you wake up to a clean home. It's hard but you're an established author. It's hard but you're an artist. It's hard but you are in the ministry. Let me tell you, anything that you're going to want to do, you got to do it by knowing where you want to go, setting intentions, visualizing how that looks and feels, writing it down in detail, setting the mood, the intention, and the choice to do it, and then following through. And following through is a choice. So if you can know that and understand that, then now I feel it'll really help you, because it's not a feeling that you're even looking for. It's a choice. And also, if you do think that it's like, even with working out or things that you want to do it, your why and all that, take a step. Take one step. If I just go ahead and get one chunk of the overwhelming laundry I have and throw it in there, I'm like, game on, bam, and you light a candle, it's domestic day, then I'm just like, okay, like I said, I was going to strip the beds. It's daunting. I got a lot of beds, like I want to strip them all and then put them back on later, it's like, but I just start getting at the momentum and I'm doing it, and everyone has clean sheets, and I'm listening to my favorite podcasts or my favorite pastors on here, or I've got an audio Bible. It's like you can listen to things and fill yourself up while you are caring for your family and getting things done and learning on the way and getting things done. It just takes one step, and it gives you the momentum you need to continue on. So let's go and rehash those key steps before I take you through my planner really quick. That is that you do need to know what you want, and you need to be able to set intentions for your life, and you need to know what you want for that day, that week, that month, okay? And then the year, okay? Where are you going? Where is this eventually going to go? For those larger ones, you don't have to know those details that are so huge. Like, I want to be an author, but I don't even know where to begin. You don't have to know that part. What are you going to do today? So, and that this month, and then what are you going to do today? Okay? So it's setting intentions. And have some all out. What about go through the whole 4 sections of your life, where it's like, your family, your health, your goals and dreams, and whatever your 4th one might be. So it may be homeschooling or schooling or your kids or wherever they're going. So it's those, set goals for those, and then you can break those up and put them within your planner with detail. So if you have fitness goals, you're going to be writing those down within the sections of where, and I can show you when I turn you around, of when you're going to be executing those. Okay, so when you go through the whole mental process of when, how, and how long, and what you're going to be doing for exercise, and then what you're going to eat, how you're going to serve your body well, and the thought it takes to know how you want to eat, and how you're going to be prepared when you're hungry, those kind of things, and for your family, that takes a little bit of thought. Again, it's the whole thing behind the scenes, the head work, the thought work, the visualizing work of how you want it to go, that is your work. And then comes the action, okay? So you want to make sure that you know what you want. Then you want to make sure that you go through all of those segments of your life, that you've got them covered. And you can even find triggering points, like what stresses me, what do I need to do? What do I want to do? What's beyond this? And just kind of be looking at the scope of your life. A lot of times we're so busy in the everyday doing a bunch of busyness that's nothing, that we aren't even going anywhere. We're like on a hamster wheel. But if we stop for 1 second, we're like, is this even working? Why am I doing it? How about I change this? Why don't I do this instead? Why don't I shoot for this goal? Why don't I go higher? It's going to give me butterflies. I'm already nervous as crap about it, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do my first live stream and share my story. It's stuff like that. It's just starting up a Facebook about how you've overcome something. I mean, start, begin, just start. That's all you can do. And then you gain momentum. And before you know it, you're going and you've propelled yourself. And it's just almost automatic, that momentum. So once you do that, then it's making a choice over what you're feeling. So you're going to make a choice. If you don't feel like doing it, that doesn't matter. You make the choice and you do it, and then the feeling comes, and you're going to be so happy when you do it. It's so happy to wake up to a clean home. It's so happy to feel like you've exercised and took care of your health and your body. It's so great that you chose the apple over the cookie. It's so good because you know your why, you know where you're headed, and you know where you're going. You've taken the steps. You chose to do it over your feeling of not wanting to, and you're going for it. These are the kind of things to have in your tool belt that you know that you must do, and what works to help propel you into your destiny. Okay, so don't give up. Pull yourself back up when you fall down and you don't do it, and you do it again. You fall down again, you do it again. You fall down again, you do it again. It's when you keep going, that's what matters, not how many times you fall. So let's go ahead. I'm going to flip you around on my planner for the week and how I incorporate what I'm going through. And if you're new to me, I want to welcome you to the Planner Perfect community. My name is Jenny Penton, founder of Planner Perfect and its method. We create beautiful planners and journals. I'm an artist, and I create the covers of them to inspire you to write a better story. I also have 8 children and 2 grandchildren that I do watch full-time during the week. So I have to balance myself with my children and my grandchildren and homeschooling and being a business owner. So I'm going to give you a glimpse of my week. Let's go. Okay, you guys, here we go. We are going to do a little plan with me, but it's not. It's a look at how I planned. Okay, that's how I'm going to share my week with you. Sometimes I will do the whole, act of planning it out. But sometimes I think that this is, it makes for a shorter video, which it's just not so long. So this is Poppy. I know I always do get some questions on this. I'm going to go through the process of kind of answering the questions ahead of time. But this is a wide Poppy. This is all of the questions I'm answering because I get questions on them. Our Poppy from here on out will be white stitch contrast stitching. I requested that, okay? Some of you, if you've ordered Poppy and you got one without it, it's because we still have those. So we're waiting to ship out the white stitched until all of our other poppies are gone. So I want you just to know that be looking for the white contrast stitched pops. That's coming, okay? This is an Ollie clip. This is a size wide. Ollie clip is on Etsy. I mean, if you don't know of them, then you're probably in a cave because these, everyone has them. They're awfully adorable. Love them. Absolutely love them. I have 2 more coming too. And I have several. These are my tip-ins. They're absolutely gorgeous to be sticking in here. And this is why I designed my pockets like this in this configuration, because it's just the most usable use of space. I love little pocket-sized notebooks because I'm a freak over them. I'm just a freak. I absolutely love them for absolutely anything and everything. I have another video on how I'm using some of them in another video, so check that out. I also, this 2021, these are separate numbers. I thought it was all one when I got it. And I got this from Planner Envy, and I did it just to get the paper clip Was it worth it? Probably, because I can use it all year. I can't use anything else that she did have in the box because it's just not for me. But anyway, that's from Planner Envy, the January box. I love this clip. I think it's so cute. So, totally adorbs. And then these are just stickers that I had here. So this is from the February box. And this is my February war binder. If you've not seen the setup of the February war binder, be sure to check that video out. So let's go ahead and get to this week. I also have another setup of my goals in my first week. And now we're going to get, mind you, can I just share with you on this day, instead of getting the goldfish on this day, which I talked about in my last plan with me, we went in for a fish and came out with a hamster instead. So, and you know, it bit Blaine. So now Blaine is really gun shy and I'm kind of sad about it, but hopefully we'll get him back to loving him up. Those little hamsters can be biters, which is kind of a bummer. If you know, you just have to get them to know you first. And so they could be feisty. Okay, so this is this week. I got little Valentine's Vibe. I can't even believe it that Sunday is already Valentine's Day. Good grief. I have 2 birthdays this month. I've got my Madeline. She turns 23. And then I've got my Gabriel, who turns 21. And so I'm going to be celebrating them on, I think it's going to be the 21st, so that'll be next week. But I do want to love them up each on their day. That has neither here nor there, just to say that, man, it's like Valentine's Day, and then I got babies' birthdays. But I love it. So I've got all my I love the week at a glance. It's like that's where I go first. If I know something is going to be happening, you know, like the week prior, for the next week, this is always where I go. I'm just jotting it down. Like, oh yeah, here I got to do this. This is the perfect landing page when you're in your previous week or in the beginning of the month thinking, what this week I've got to make sure I know that this is happening. That's where I put it. It's just the perfect place. And then when you go to be detailed about your day, and when you go to really lay out those plans, then you just know that you can just easily pull off of these big, you know, things that you need to do, important things, and put them and weave them into your day. I just call them, they're interwoven. And because the whole idea of them being interwoven means that you're putting them properly placed within the whole function of your day. When you put to-do lists outside of yourself and the configuration of your day, or even without thought of the configuration of your day, then you're setting yourself up for failure. If you lay out your day like how you normally function, and then when you realize that the way you normally function isn't even productive, okay? See? So thought and detailed visionary work helps you become a better you, because you're always under a microscope and reevaluating yourself to see if what you're doing is working for you or against you. It's honestly either or. I always think of that even with food. Either you're nourishing your body or you're not. So even in scripture, God will say, you know, there's blessing and a curse. Choose wisely. Choose life. You know what I mean? So it's when you are under this much, some introspection, you can make adjustments. You'll be 99.9% of people don't do any introspection. So that's why they're not moving anywhere fast on a hamster wheel. This causes you to be introspective on your life. You're like, you know what? Is waking up for me at 8 o'clock even a good thing to do? Or how can I make my mornings more useful to seize the day? And so then now you're rewinding, you're thinking, oh, but what if I did this? And then you start to get excited, then you get pumped, and now you're doing some real visionary work. Now you're setting new tracks in the brain. Now you're igniting a flame. Now you're getting some momentum on a new you. Okay? So that's why I always take the time, whether it's something I do all the time or not, to always reevaluate, even if I'm always doing it and even if it's working for me. Because guess what? Anything that's working for you right now will not be working for you down the road. Let's just say that. I mean, just because you set some habits, you're like, well, I'm good to go for the rest of my life. No, you're not. Because when you are always evolving. You're always growing, you're always changing. God's always going to try to take you out of your comfort zone. You're going to have different seasons in life. You're going to be in a valley, and then you're going to have your harvest. You're going to be going through some trials, and then you're going to overcome, and then you're going to be, there's always something that's going on that you need to readjust about. And what God's calling you to do right now and what he wants you to see. So take this as this is where I'm at right now, and always know that reevaluating your life is a must. So writing down in detail about what something you do is not a waste, because it's still within the scope of your whole day. It's how you're living. So you might as well put it all in. So if I'm going to get up early, it's like, okay, well, if I have something to do at 9, then this is my functional doctor day, and I'm really excited. It's tomorrow. But it's like, I want to get up at 5:30. I got to get up at that time, not 5, not 5:15. I'm going to do 5:30, because then I do coffee and God. And then I even say what I'm going to do. Okay, now that's a new system I have for myself that I did for myself. So I know what to do when I get up with my coffee, because sometimes I reach for my phone, or maybe I'll listen to a pastor instead, or I'll do this. I really, for me, and I know my why, I want to read through the whole Bible. And so I'm like, no, put it down, and I'm making the choice, and I go and I read the Bible reading that I have on my app. It prompts me on what to read throughout the Bible for the whole year. So I got to do my Bible reading. And then this is where I do, and I talked about this in my War Binder video as of late, for February, is that I want to do and just pray and have gratitude. Just give God his praise for what I have, for who I am. And maybe even if you are in a valley right now, give God praise in that storm, you guys. I have learned that so much. Don't worry. God is going to turn this for good. God will turn anything that you're going through for good. And this will be a different video, but anything that you're going through, until we really learn certain lessons in our storms, the storms repeat themselves. These are lessons. These are turning us into, evolving into our character, sharpening us, evolving us, changing us, humbling us, giving us a need for him, to give him the glory, all of these different things. So guys, make sure you make room for God in the morning. You need him in the morning. And I always just do gratitude first. And so I have to write that down. It's like, then it's in my mind. I know what to do. Then it's down to I go work out for 40 minutes. Okay. And then I have art, and this is one of those things, believe it or not, sometimes with my art, because obviously art's my business as well, that I will work on something when I absolutely have to, and I fill it up with other things, but I have to do this more each day instead of several times, maybe only once a week. I got to do it more than that. And so I said it, and this is where I've got to take the step and actually walk in my art room and sit down and put a chalk in my hand. And then I start to get the momentum. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about getting yourself motivated. Even though you know your why, you know where you're going, sometimes those are still hard to do. But if you take a step in the right direction, you'll gain momentum. Light a candle. Even lighting a candle in that room is taking a step. Get yourself inspired. I know my mom, when it came to cleaning, she'd buy herself a new feather duster. She now was taking a step that inspired her to take action. Do something inspiring to inspire you to take action. Whether it is just the step to getting on your clothes, whether it's getting new shoes because your old ones are ratty for your walk, whatever it takes. Getting new candles lit, getting new candles so you can light them. I know what I'm gonna do for breakfast. Then I have the chat. Then I know what I'm gonna be doing afterwards. I'm actually gonna be experimenting with my starter. So I'm gonna be, it's like, feed my starter, clean my fridge, because I was gonna make my bread. So I gotta get it, feed it, and then after 4 hours, I can bake with it. So I've got to do that early in the morning. Lunch, and then I've got get out crock pot for roast for tomorrow. And then I like this. It's new for me. I will probably change it up later, but for right now, I'm liking it. It's projects. It's just things I know that I want to get into, people I need to call, things I want to work in for my April box. I'm working in the April box right now. I'm painting for it, the theme, what we're reading. A new schedule for me. I just jot that down. Make bread from my starter today. 4 p.m. intercessory prayer. So I know that in my war binder, this is where I go. I put it into 4 sections, the desires of my heart, and this is intercessory prayer for my family. And then I move into, I'm still writing in this, and in my fans group, be writing down all that is needing for prayer, and in my fans group. So this is where I would do my intercessory prayer. I love doing it like this, where I can remember each name and go through it. And then over here too, I can also get detailed if I need to with each child of mine or any person or someone that's on my heart. And then I can pray over that as well. So that midday is my intercessory prayer. And then I'm doing my crock pot meal. Oh, no, this was for today, the pot roast. So it's getting my crock pot and going for my roast, and it's a crock pot meal. So that makes it super easy for me. Clean up, finish up laundry, and then do my pastor list. And I do pastor listening and looking through scripture kind of while I do up laundry, and then I do my Elijah study after that. And then I just kind of hang out with my boys and we watch TV or play a game. So here, I don't know my schedule for my daughter Abby with the grandsons, and so I can't fill in a whole lot yet. I'm leaving until I hear from her today on what that schedule is so I can know how to fill it up. So this is my skeletal view. I love kind of doing half washi, putting some stickers. I've kind of been into that for this February book. I do know certain projects and certain things I pulled from here so I would know. And I know I have a new cleaning service coming, something from Pottery Barn coming. I just have certain things that I need to be aware of, what I'm going to do for dinner and what I wanted to do in the evening. These are like my pillars. Those don't change. But before, if I get the boys early in the morning, my grandbabies, that my workout changes. I do that in the evening. So that's where I need to wait. That's why some of this is not filled out. I know I've got the dentist on Thursday, but I love how it's ready for me to fill in when I do know my grandsons if they're coming, because I do plan heavy on those days of how I want to do with them. I have Saturday, and then here's my Valentine's Day. And with God, what I'm going to do for breakfast, we're doing heart-shaped biscuits and scrambled eggs and bacon for them. I have a present for them, and it will be with a scavenger hunt. Valentine's Day lunch will be heart-shaped pizzas. And then Valentine's Day dinner, spaghetti meatballs with braided bread. And I'm also going to be doing my Plan With Me video on Sunday. So this is my week, you guys. I hope that has inspired you to create intentions, to make choices, to reach higher, and to never give up and become all that God's created you to be. Until next time, you guys.
Taking one